There are a lot of people out there who may buy a budget Windows tablet, but there's a very small subset of people who would pay for a fully decked out one, with a Core i9 inside. As such, there aren't many manufacturers that would make such a device. Well, other than ASUS, of course. The ROG Flow Z13 is a Windows tablet that's focused on gaming, and it's absurdly powerful. Compared to the 2022 version, the newest iteration of the ROG Flow Z13 is mostly just a spec bump. It goes from the 12th gen Intel processor to the 13th gen, and from RTX 30 series GPUs to the RTX 40 series. The previous version had a 120Hz 1080p display, and now we get a 165Hz 1440p display this time round. Apart from that, the design remains largely the same. And honestly, I can't fault ASUS for that decision at all. The Flow Z13 leans completely into the aggressive gamer aesthetic, which is not a surprise if you're familiar with the ROG Strix products. It has a stylish metal chassis, gigantic fan vents at the back, a lot of branding, and a small window that allows you to look inside and see the motherboard. To no one's surprise, it also features RGB on the back and on the keyboard. Speaking of which, it has a magnetically detachable keyboard that features that aggressive ASUS font. While not in use, you can attach the keyboard to the back of the tablet. It has a felt-like exterior, similar to the keyboards with the Surface Pro line. It's quite thicker than other Windows tablets, but still lighter than a full-fledged laptop. The included kickstand is sturdy, as it should be considering its gargantuan size. With a tablet of this caliber, you'd be right to expect great connectivity. The Flow Z13 utilizes its thicker shell perfectly, as it features a Thunderbolt 4 port, USB-A, USB-C, 3.5mm headphones, and ASUS proprietary external GPU connection. You even get a micro SD card slot that's hidden behind the kickstand. Now, on to the star of the show. This 1610 Quad HD display is simply phenomenal. You get a 165Hz refresh rate, meaning the pixel response is buttery smooth. It's sharp, bright, features vibrant colors, and is just plain incredible for gaming and everyday use. You can put that awesome display to great use with the incredible performance. The Intel Core i9-13900H and RTX 4050 aren't as powerful as their desktop counterparts, but still quite overkill for a tablet form factor. As this is an RTX 40 series GPU, you get DLSS and frame generation, features that enable higher FPS in games. It can run a lot of the most modern titles with relative ease, and that's not something you can say for most Windows tablets. Unfortunately, all that power comes at a cost. While the gigantic vents and internal cooling keep the Core i9 at bay, there's not much you can do to prevent such a CPU from draining the battery pretty quickly. As such, this tablet only lasts up to 6 hours, and intensive gaming will lower that number further. This is a common issue with most Windows laptops, and it looks like gaming tablets aren't an expedition to the situation either. As for the competition, there really isn't anything to be found. No one's going to bother with creating a tablet that runs Windows and has an i9 inside, so ASUS is all alone in this category. All in all, the Flow Z13 is certainly a weird one, and it won't be for everyone. However, if you want a versatile Windows tablet that can get work done during the day and play your favorite games at night, it's certainly tantalizing. Just be aware of the battery life and high price. To sum up, what I like is the amazing performance, the high refresh rate display, and the aggressive design. On the downside, the battery life is low, and it's thicker than any other Windows tablet. Ratings: Design, 8 out of 10. Performance, 9 out of 10. Screen, 9 out of 10. Battery life, 6 out of 10. Value, 7 out of 10. For an overall rating of 8 out of 10.